Interior, abandoned warehouse night. Dust smokes dance in a single weak beam of moonlight, cutting a hole through the roof. Rocket Raccoon stands on a stack of overturned crates, fiddling with complex electronic devices. Scott Lang, Ant-Man, in his suit, nervously paces below. Rhodey, also in his suit, with his helmet off, leans against a support pillar, arms crossed.
All right, Rocket. What is the holdup? We don't have all night.
Oh, you think this is a toaster, Tin Man? I'm not just rewiring a coffee maker here. This is a pre-Thanos Kree network firewall. It's got more layers than a Stark brand onion.
Maybe I could go small, Slip inside and bypass it.
Sure, you go small right after you try to get a date with a black hole. This thing will turn you into a subatomic smear before you even get past the outer casing.
Look, guys, the intel said this network holds a backdoor to a dozen old Hydra cells. We get it, then that means we get them before they know we're coming. This is important.
Oh, okay, Tin Man. Everything's important. My life savings were important. My left leg was important. I'm just trying to make sure none of us end up as important as a skid mark on the asphalt. Oh, crap. Oh.
What? What is it?
Oh, it's not a firewall. The whole network's a trap. It's not a back door. It's a kill switch. And it's about to go active. And it says 1 minute 30 seconds.
1 minute 30 seconds? What happens then?
The feedback loop. It'll overload the entire regional power grid. And since we're sitting right on top of the node, let's just say, we'll be a lot smaller than you've ever been, Lang. Permanently.
Well, how do we stop it?
I don't know. This thing's not designed to be stopped, Tin Man. The whole point is to detonate.
All right. Then we make it explode on our terms. Before it can finish the countdown. It'll be localized.
Are you nuts? The EMP alone would fry everything within a 10-mile radius, including your suit, including my tech. We'd be defenseless.
The pipe. The main water pipe. Rocket, can you use your device to short the circuit and send the pulse through that?
Oh, hey, what are you talking about? That's not what it's for. The water will just, short it out.
Exactly. A massive, localized short. The blast will be contained by the water. Maybe. It's our only shot.
Do it! Do it now!
And scene. Welcome back, true believers, to the grand finale of our Marvel Infinity Saga tournament. Over the past few weeks, we've embarked on an epic journey, starting with a field of all 23 films. We've seen titans clash, underdogs rise, and passionate arguments made for every single movie in the Infinity Saga. It's been a grueling, bracket-style battle of wits, and our three hosts have debated tirelessly to crown a champion. But now, it all comes down to this. The dust has settled, the debates have been had, and only two films remain standing. Two incredible cinematic achievements have survived the gauntlet and are now ready to face off one last time for the title of the best Marvel Infinity Saga movie. This final showdown will be a one-round affair. Our hosts will each deliver their most powerful, heartfelt, and convincing closing arguments for the film they believe deserves to win the entire tournament. This is their last chance to sway their fellow hosts and the audience. Then, we'll have the votes, and the winner will be crowned the undisputed champion, solidifying his place at the top of the Infinity Saga pantheon. The stage is set, the arguments are prepped, and the final decision awaits. Let the final debate begin! Alrighty, here we go. here we go. So, we started off with 23 films. We started on April 8th of 2025. Recording date is now August 1st. Air date for this will be August 4th. So this will be airing August 4th, I think.
No, fifth.
All right, I was right. So it'll be airing August 5th, and we started April 8th. We started on episode 443, and we'll end on episode 477. I mean, ups, downs, left, rights, amazing banter, killer moments. This tournament, it's going to be held up there with the greatest of all time. You know, maybe Nova's win in 85. Maybe Nova's win in 2017. Maybe Nova's win in 2018. Maybe every time Nova ever won the NCAA championship. Hey,
That was all of them.
maybe even that little 2003 2004 run from St. Joe's. Huh? Maybe Pepe Sanchez in Temple in the late 90s.
Oh,
all right? Oh, Pepe Sanchez. That's how great this tournament is.
Mm-hmm.
They're all Pepe Sanchez. Okay? This has been
Here.
an incredible tournament, and I can't tell you enough how much fun it's been. And thank you to Liam for saving us in this tournament because AI was getting a little stale. Sorry, AI. I love you.
Had to be said.
Had to be said. So, today's tournament, I'm almost sad to say, but we've narrowed it down to 2. We have the number 2 ranked Avengers Infinity War. You knew it was coming. You knew it was going to be here. You knew. Then it's going against the sleeper, number 6 ranked Captain America the Winter Soldier. And we knew that one's a doozy too. We've done nothing but love both these films. We've gone over the tail of the tape plenty. You know their numbers. But now, I want to give you something a little different. I want to give you the road to the championship. Are you fellas ready?
I'm so ready.
Let's take a stroll.
Byrne, I'm telling you, you've never looked better, pal.
Thanks, buddy.
It's accurate.
Nailed it. All right. Well, now it's time for the road to the championship. Okay. So, like I said, this tournament started April 8th, 2025, episode 443. We kicked off the Infinity Saga tournament with 3 matches in the opening night. Killer 3-match opening night. But let's get the road on how Avengers Infinity War made it to the finals. Their first match, they were the number 2 seed, and then the number 1 seed got a bye in the first round automatically to the second round. That was Avengers Endgame. The number 2 seed, Avengers Infinity War, went against the number 23 seed, the Incredible Hulk, in the first round. And let me tell you, smashed it. They smashed it.
Hulk got smashed. Hulk
got smashed harder than Burns' date on prom night, baby. And then in the second round, Avengers Infinity War, they went a little against a little underdog, the number 11th ranked Doctor Strange. And I'll tell you, things got a little strange for the Doctor because it got a boot up its ass from Infinity War. Am I right or am I right, fellas?
All right, solid flick though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
good flick.
Flick.
Just went against a monster, you know?
Couldn't compete.
You ran into you ran into Nova in 2017. What are you going to do?
16.
What are you going to do? 2016 and 17 and 18. Who knows?
Yeah,
they're a buzzsaw.
They're still good in 17.
Sure. Jay Wright. So, yeah, you ran into a buzzsaw. Then, in the third round, I'm telling you, round 3 in the semifinals, it was just buzzsaw after buzzsaw. Right? Avengers Infinity War took down the first Avengers movie in round 3. It was the number 2 seed against the number 5 seed. Battle.
Yeah.
And then it would end up being, Infinity War would end up being the highest seed in the semifinals because of what would happen to Endgame. Endgame would eventually win. So Infinity War would then go against Endgame in the semifinals. Endgame got there because it won the MCU Money in the Bank match, which made it the lowest seed in the semifinals, and it went against Infinity War. And I'll tell you, close
It's close.
match. One of the closest matches we've seen,
Yep.
right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
Infinity War edged out Endgame and holds its place in the finals. Rightfully so. Now, let's talk about the road for the number 6th ranked Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Here's what we got, okay? I'll tell you, there's a thing called Battle Hardened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Winter Soldier is battle hardened, baby. No pun intended. Round 1 went against, they're the number 6 seed. In round 1, they went against the number 19 seed, Thor. The first Thor, right? Which, I'll tell you, Thor was pretty Thor after that beating he got from Winter Soldier, baby.
All right, man. That was a good one. I'll give you that.
Wow. I almost spit out my water. You almost made me
That's a-
spit take.
That was a solid dad joke, dude.
You can tell you
Oh,
now
it was great. Yeah.
with
Yeah,
your
it was real
second child, you've elevated
Yeah.
into like the rare air. With every child you add, the more your
Yeah.
dad joke
Yep.
increases.
I'll dad it to, dude.
Accurate.
Side note, is it not the best? This is like this might be the best thing about being a dad is when your kid comes up to you and says, "Dad, I'm hungry." And what's the response?
Hi, hungry. I'm dad.
I'm dad.
Right? Is that not
Never
the best
gets old.
thing ever?
Yeah. And then
Never
they
gets
start to
old.
get annoyed and be like, "No."
You're like, "No, I'm not. I'm feeling hungry. My name's not hungry." Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, I know, dummy.
I just had to burn you, dude. You're
Yeah.
gonna do it to your
Yeah.
kids one day.
Yeah,
all
if you're
right?
just gonna lob them over the plate like that, what do you
Right.
expect
Yeah,
us
what
to
do you?
do? You know?
Fucking come on, babe. Come on. So okay, so first round, Captain America knocked off Thor. You know, not a bad Thor movie, but you know, it's the number 19 seed for a reason. Then
Yeah.
moved on to the second round, where the number 6 seed, Captain America Winter Soldier, went against the number 7 seed, Captain America Civil War. I'll tell you, if we had like,
Oh, that
you
is
know,
a monster. Yeah.
if
That
we
was
had
tough.
fight of the year for every round, it's Captain America Winter Soldier's winning fight of the year every round. You know what I mean?
That was
Like,
Gotti. That was Gotti Ward too.
oh,
You know, like
so brutal. Dude, Winter Soldier versus Civil War. It was the 6 seed versus the 7 seed. That was the match of round 2. That's all that
Yeah.
we were looking
Yeah.
forward to that match more than anything.
yeah.
And it lived up. And it lived up.
Lived up to the hype. Yeah.
Oh, what a match. But Winter Soldier came out on top. That was a brutal battle, right? But things didn't stop for old Captain America Winter Soldier because it was the lowest ranked movie, lowest seeded movie going into the third round, where it went against the number 1 seed, Avengers Endgame. So, dude, you went from Thor to Captain America Civil War, and now you got Endgame? But guess what Winter Soldier did? Put some
Persevered.
boots to some asses and knocked off Endgame in round 3. The number 1 seed goes out in the third round, dude. The third round. What a match, dude. What a match. What a game. What a match. What a play. Another one, dude, bloodbath of the third round. That was a bloodbath. Dude, that was Sonny Liston versus, you know, the Bayonne Bleeder. That's how much of a bloodbath that one was. Back and forth, up and down, left and right. And then in the semifinals, dude, just match of the night again, right? Fight of the night. Fight of the night. Every night, fight of the night. But the Winter Soldier, the number 6 seed, went against the number 3 seed after knocking off the number 1 seed in the round prior, went against the number 3 seed with going against Guardians of the Galaxy.
Dude, that's a gauntlet to do those 3 movies in a row and win.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, dude, battle hardened. Like at
Yeah.
this point, it's whoever survives, right? You
Yeah.
know, like if you're looking at your players, like is anyone still healthy after these fucking bloodbaths here?
Well, there's no more pretty wins. There's no more pretty wins.
Oh,
You're only winning ugly. You're only winning ugly at this point.
amen to that. Amen to that. But yeah, So it took on Guardians. Hell of a battle. Split decision. Hell of a battle. Really could have gone either way. It really could have. Both movies are fantastic. But it was Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is now going against Avengers Infinity War in the finals of the Marvel Infinity Saga tournament. Decide once for good and all who holds sway over the Infinity Saga. Is it Captain America the Winter Soldier or Avengers Infinity War? That's what we're going to decide. We're going to decide it in round one. You guys ready to move on to round one?
Can't wait.
I guess
Ready, Holmes.
round one, but round the only?
There's only one left.
Yeah,
There can
do or
only be
die,
one.
baby. Yeah.
This is the last round of the tournament, Daddy. Here we go. Round one. Fight!
Sudden death.
No. Here we go, baby. All right. So this is how we're going to do it. Lashmoosh, are we starting with you?
We can start with me.
All right. It's going to go Lashmoosh, Benoit, and then your boy, Old Uncle Matty. We're going to give our closing segments on what we view is the best movie of the Marvel Infinity Saga. God damn. Oh, wait, no, I'm going second, aren't I?
Mm-mm.
No, I'm going third. Okay.
You third.
I'm third. All right. So, Lashmoosh, please take it away, Daddy.
All right, folks. It's what it's all about. We go back in time and we look at both of these movies, Winter Soldier, Infinity War. When I rated both of these movies, I gave them both a score of 9.4. So I had both of these movies dead locked. So went back, watched these movies again, and I asked myself, who is the winner? How could I possibly choose between two movies I scored the exact same? And I'll tell you how. There are two variables here that were very important making my decision. And first, and probably the most important, were the villains of the movie. First is Thanos. I can only think of one movie based on comics where the villain even comes close to how just bigger than life that Thanos is. And when I think about The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's Joker, that's the only villain in a comic movie I can think of that even compares to Thanos. And
Yeah.
Thanos became like he after Infinity War, he like transcended the movie, like bigger than the part he even played. You saw like on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, you would see hashtag people sitting in traffic, people in the way, crowded mall or whatever. Thanos was right. Hashtag Thanos was right. That's crazy. Then now, fast forward, we're 2025, and there are characters in characters in Squid Game. That show's made in Korea, and one of the characters is Thanos. Like he names himself after Thanos to like because he sees himself as this badass. You know, that's crazy. For this further down the road, years later, Thanos is still that huge. To me, that is like a monster factor on these movies. And two, I got these movies deadlocked, but I got to be honest. I've been on a bit of a Thor kick lately. You know, I've been reading. I love Thor. He's a great character. And in Infinity War, you see Thor like at his absolute best. When he comes down to Wakanda, he clears. He's whooping ass. And, you know, I'm here for it. I absolutely love it. And I'm not saying that it's pretty obvious where I'm going with this. I'm not saying that Winter Soldier was bad. I just think 9.4, 9.4. I have to go back, redact my original ranking, my original rating of Infinity War, and I have to just give it that edge. I give that a 9.5 instead of a 9.4. It just had. I think Thanos really is what puts it over the top, and that 0.1 is pretty big when you get this high. So my final choice, my final answer is Avengers Infinity War. Write it down. Put it in the books.
Liam,
Put it in the books.
can I ask you, So
Yes, sir.
you came on in the second round, and part of you coming on in the
Mhm.
second round was you were our Marvel and comics expert that we needed, right? And you did a great job of your rating system. We had 3 different categories. It was incredible, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Were these the 2 highest rated movies with a 9.4?
Correct. Yeah, these two movies ended up being the best, and they were what I actually had ranked the highest. But
Would you look at
I
that?
had them deadlocked. But one is in my eyes after watching it over and over again a little bit better. But I think it depends where you are because I said this uh, earlier to Burn before we recorded. Like if you asked me, and this is before I revealed who I like, if you asked me in a year, I could say either one of these movies. You ask
Right,
me today, I
right.
say Infinity War. If you ask me in a year, I might say Infinity War, but I also in a year I could be like, oh man, well I've been on a Bucky kick lately, and you know what I mean? Like I really want Winter
Yeah,
Soldier.
right. I mean,
You
in a
know?
year, you could be saying too, like, Thor the Dark World. Like, who knows what you could say in a year?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll say that, but I
Liam would
could.
have to have a pretty weird year for that
Yeah,
to vault off the ground. Liam, I
yeah.
hope that doesn't happen. Listen, a shout out to Liam too. I mean, why did we bring Liam on? Well, because even though Maddie had them and I had them seated at 2 and 6, Liam had them seated on his personal rankings at 1 and 2. And look where we are. Look
Right,
where we ended up. And
right,
that's with
right.
me voting. That's with you voting.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of
AI.
variables there,
Yeah.
AI involved, and it turns out that we should have just had maybe Liam rank these movies from the very beginning,
Right, right.
rather than because
Hey,
we
look.
used 3 different sources. We did an amalgamation of 3 different rankings to come up
Yeah.
with our seedings. We just put them
Yeah.
all in and then averaged them out. And when it all comes down to it, Liam was right.
Yeah. It's
Hey,
really
what
like
can I say?
yeah.
I'm right about stuff, you know?
Yeah, most of the time. Can I say this too? I mean, this has to go without saying, but 3 out of the 4 movies in the finals were Russo brothers, and the 2 movies in the
That should
finals
be
are
said. Yes.
that
Let's.
should be said.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
I got it
Russo
coming up. Don't
brothers,
worry.
yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll
All
cover
right,
that.
so I shit all over your thunder burn. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm a
no, no.
thunder shitter. I'm a
It's
thunder
okay.
shitter.
We can cut that in post.
No, we can keep it. We can keep it because I mean it's a fact. I mean the
Right.
Russo brothers have
It's a
taken
fact.
It
control.
is.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's a great segue to Liam. Thank you for your closing arguments. But Benoit Payud Kisse, please take it away.
Need everybody to lean in a little close for a second, okay?
Okay.
Longing, rusted, 17, daybreak, furnace, 9, benign, homecoming, 1, freight car. All right.
Is that supposed to be as like enchanting as I mean, I don't know about Liam, but I am so turned on right now. Like,
Well,
what are
that
we
means
doing?
I've activated something in your brain. Those are the code words used in sequence to bring Bucky Barnes out of his cryogenic slumber and into the Winter Soldier. Guys, I don't think it's a huge surprise. I've dipped my arm in metal and
Yes.
I put on my Winter Soldier shirt. I couldn't find my mask, and obviously I just cut my hair, but I did the best I possibly could. My choice today is Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Let me
I
tell you
love
why.
it.
Oh, you don't say.
For me personally, character development is always going to be the thing I'm drawn to the most. For better or worse, that's what I'm most interested in
Love
comics,
a
in
character.
novels, in movies. I almost don't care as much about the story as I do about the journey of the characters. And I think it's fair to say that Winter Soldier has some natural advantages here, i.e., while Infinity War is a great character development for Thanos, some could even argue that really that's Thanos' movie and the Avengers are just in it. It's kind of his journey.
True.
I still like to root for the good guys. And the characters that I saw in this movie were incredibly impressive. We got, without a doubt, the introduction, obviously, of Bucky Barnes into the Winter Soldier. The press was great for it. They did not let people know Sebastian Stan was cast. Even though comic book readers knew who the Winter Soldier was, they did a really, really good job of the layman out there not giving away that the Winter Soldier was in fact Bucky Barnes. And not until about a third of the way through the movie can we confirm it as an audience. That's a brilliant move. We got Falcon, who a lot of people are on Falcon as the new Captain America. I think Anthony Mackie's great, and I think Falcon is a perfect foil to Steve Rogers in this movie. Rogers is strong. He's smart. He's a superhuman, but he's out of touch. He doesn't understand the world that's around him. Anthony Mackie is the opposite of that. He inherently understands the world around him. He's running veteran support groups. He understands how the system works. Perfect foil. I think we get our best Black Widow. I think Black Widow is better in this movie than she is in her own movie.
100% agree.
And in any other movie we see her in.
I don't know. That first Avengers movie, she was pretty good.
No, I agree. I think he's dead.
Good,
he's
dead
on.
I think this is her best.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers' job before Captain America Winter Soldier was a television show Community. This is the first large-scale film they made.
That's wild.
Kevin Feige took a crazy risk by bringing these guys into the Marvel Cinematic Universe to do a movie that's not all that funny. You know, I mean, you've got your jokes and your quips here, but it's not like a later Thor movie. It's not like a Guardians movie where it's actually like there are funny parts to it. So I think just introducing, you know, the fact that the Russo brothers were able to show up and make this kind of film maybe makes it the most important movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because then it continues our relationship with the Russo brothers through what? Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, Doomsday. I mean, they have projects that we haven't even seen yet. So I think it's important that we note that if this movie doesn't go great, maybe we don't get the Russos, and maybe we don't get everything that comes afterwards. I think you're right, although I have a bit of a twist about the villain problem. Marvel was coming off of a tough time. Malachi from Thor 2 did not really hit. I think we talked about Guardians. Ronan could have been better. They solved the villain problem in this by making it Hydra, by making it something that was this kind of parasitic inside force. It wasn't just one person. It wasn't just Zola in a computer. It wasn't just the incredible Robert Redford playing Alexander Pierce. We already had this idea in our head of what Hydra could be. And I think they made a smart move by stepping away from the one singular villain, because they had whiffed on a few in a row. Even Whiplash from Iron Man 2 is like, okay, so he's got a suit too. We got Ironmonger. I digress. But I think that was a really, really, really smart move. It is the most standalone, non-origin story in the MCU. It requires pretty much no homework, even though it's not the first Captain America movie. It maybe is the biggest jump in positivity from original film to sequel. Now, I don't dislike First Avenger as much as Maddie does. Not that Maddie dislikes it. Maddie's kind of lukewarm on it. But I think there's no way to argue that the biggest jump between the first movie and the second movie is Captain America Winter Soldier.
Oh, without a doubt.
Probably you could argue that the jump from Thor 2 to Ragnarok is by far the biggest jump from a second movie to a third movie.
Right.
But I think this is the biggest jump between an intro story and a second movie. And I believe the elevator fight scene is the most rewatchable and enjoyable action sequence filmed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thus, I place my vote for Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Man, I mean, compelling stuff, Benoit. Compelling stuff.
And you know
I really
what?
like it.
I thought I was leaning this way last week, and then I watched Infinity War like on Monday, and I was like, God damn, this movie's so fucking good. It's so fun.
So fucking
it's
good.
So good.
So good.
I just want to say,
yeah,
we had two different answers, and I cannot argue any of the points he just made.
No,
Same. Same.
You can't.
I can't point to him and be like, "You're wrong. That's not better." You know what I mean? That's tough. That's how close these movies are, dude.
I'll tell
We
you.
really
I
are.
mean, it says a lot about the Russos too. I mean, if you can deal with Chevy Chase, apparently you can deal with anybody. Like, who's Thanos? You know, you had 5 seasons of Chevy Chase. You know what I
Well,
mean?
and another shout to the Russos. This movie is Winter Soldier and Infinity War are not alike in many ways, yet they're both goddamn dead on, spot on, almost perfect. So
Oh,
to
they're
those guys be
incredible.
able to, I mean, talk about vision. I can't wait for Doomsday just because I can't wait to see what the Russo brothers do in this sandbox again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll watch everything the Russo brothers make. That's how incredible they are.
agreed.
Yeah. Wow, Bern. Compelling stuff. Compelling stuff. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I've said what I need to say, and
Can we ask how'd you come across your Winter Soldier costume?
I wanted to
Please.
ask that too.
oh, this was my Halloween costume last year. My son went as Captain America, and I went as the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
I had a
Wow.
wig.
Yes.
I had a
That's
wig
good
Yes.
fucking parenting.
and
Yeah, it
a better
is.
mask and some goggles. I couldn't find those, but I still had the shirt and I still had the glove.
Yes. I
Is
And
love
that a
it,
Michael
dude.
Jackson glove that you converted into a Winter Soldier glove?
I had the other one too, but I've never used it. I had to buy 2 silver gloves. I think they're ladies' gloves, but it fits just fine. But yeah, I ended up getting him like a little metal. It was like it's like a metal shield, but it's like for his size, it was like $35. It was awesome. But
Oh,
then I
You
ended up
want
so
having to
cool.
carry it the
you
whole time because he was like, "This is heavy," and I'm like, "Well, it looks like I just stole your shield, bro. All right, up to
Yeah,
you."
yeah. I mean, it is animanium, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, vibranium.
Or
Layla was
vibranium.
we did Batman and Batgirl when Layla was really little.
Oh,
We've
dude.
we've
Yeah.
My
done.
daughter's been a fucking princess unicorn the last 4 years, so can't wait
Nice.
for
Oh,
that to stop.
dude, we did the first one we did was I was Green Lantern, he was Flash.
Great.
Love it.
Good
And
stuff.
then we did I was Miles Morales and he got this Spider-Man, like half Spider-Man, half Venom costume. So he was
Yes.
like
Oh,
Very
Venomized like
good.
Spider-Man. Then we
Good stuff.
did Dr. Robotnik and Sonic.
oh,
Awesome.
nice.
Then when my daughter was born, he did Miles Morales. I did Peter B. Parker.
Ooh,
And I put my
good
daughter
costume
in
to
the
be.
little papoose as it was great.
Oh, yes.
I had a Spider-Man shirt. I wore sweatpants, slippers, and a
Yeah,
pink robe.
Perfect.
yeah.
It was the best. And then last year was Captain America: Winter Soldier. So we'll see what we have.
What
I'm
did
gonna
what did
be
you guys do last year,
devastated
Liam?
when we don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Last year she was oh my God, what was she last year? Oh, you're making me look bad, Matty boy.
Well, did you didn't dress up with her last year?
No, I did the purge. You ever see like where they have the light up, the two X's on the
Yeah,
eyes, and they're
Yeah.
you know? Oh
Oh
man, what did
man,
she do? She did something
it's all right. I thought you
from a
guys
horror
did it
movie.
together. I don't want to break
Oh,
your heart even
she
more.
did Ghostface from Scream.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh, nice. That
yeah,
actually goes together pretty well. I mean, the
yeah.
costumes they look
Yeah,
similar.
that's why we did like, we did like scary movies, you know?
right. I was Princess Unicorn with my daughter because she was a
Nice.
Princess Unicorn. So there you go.
Nice. Very good.
So I won that one, fellas. Sorry,
Sounds like you just keep
but
winning, Patty.
yeah, how about it? All right. Well, speaking of winning, it's my vote to decide the champion of the Marvel Infinity Saga. Are we ready, fellas?
I'm so ready.
All
Ready as we're
right, here
gonna
we
be.
go. Friends, colleagues, and fellow cinephiles. Not a super fan of that word.
Yeah.
Maybe we could come up with something a little different. I don't know if you know your audience here. Cinephiles isn't going to hit. Either way.
Not everyone's gonna
Uh,
look that up. They're just gonna make
yeah,
assumptions.
yeah. Friends, colleagues, and fellow cinemaniacs here.
That's
We're
better.
here today to discuss a question that has divided us, the viewer, for years.
Us as
What's
people,
better?
humans.
Yeah, the fan, the
Yeah,
race,
us
and
as
humanity itself.
Yeah.
humanity itself has divided us for years, and that is what is better, Avengers Infinity War or Captain America the Winter Soldier? Some of you may argue that the Winter Soldier is a superior film. It is A masterful spy thriller that grounds the Marvel Cinematic Universe in a world of political intrigue and paranoia. The fight scenes are incredible. The acting is unbelievable. The storylines are top notch. The character development is almost unmatched. And while I respect that argument, and I do, I'm here to tell you today that it falls short. Infinity War is not just a better Marvel movie, it's a better cinematic experience. Full stop. All right? It's a film that defied all expectations. It's a high wire act of storytelling that juggled dozens of beloved characters and their intricate arcs, and then somehow, miraculously, gave us each of them their due and proper in the film. It dared to ask, what if the heroes lost? And it delivered on that promise. I'm telling you, nothing better than when the good guys lose. They left us breathless, heartbroken, and utterly changed. Tell me you didn't break when Spider-Man said, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Mr. Stark, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Oh, come on. Come on. Winter Soldier is a fantastic film, but it's a self-contained story, right? And they did a great job. You nailed it, you know. Hey, do you fear the man who knows 1,000 punches or the man that does one punch 1,000 times? That's what they did with Winter Soldier. They narrowed it down. They nailed the spy thriller. Nailed it. But it's a contained story. Infinity War, on the other hand, it is the culmination of a decade of storytelling, a grand opera of epic proportions that challenged the very notion of what a superhero movie could be. And it crushed. It crushed fucking ass. It told everyone to plow your mom and go take a lap. Okay?
Oh.
Infinity War was an incredible piece of storytelling. It is a cinematic achievement. And honestly, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of any better movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's tough to find it. It's a top-notch movie. I've literally watched it, I'd probably say no less than 25 times, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it every time. I had to take an 11-hour plane ride to Europe one time. Humble brag, been to Europe a couple times, no big deal. I'm your boy. But I watched it twice on the way there and once on the way back. That's how fucking good it is. Okay? It's a masterpiece of scale, emotion, and audacity. And for that reason, it stands alone as the superior film. Marvel, Avengers Infinity War is your champion of the Marvel Infinity Saga tournament. Let's clap it up.
Wow. Hard fought.
Etch it in stone for all of eternity. The decision's been made. It will never be unmade. That is law. It's like when It's like when Moses brought the tablet down. That is forever. That will forever
Hebrew.
be.
It is. You know? It is now working perspective podcast canon.
Yes.
That Infinity War is the number one film on the docket.
Is it Nick Cannon? Man, I'll tell you, honestly, dude, it's almost like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm like,
a little nostalgic, right? It's over.
End of an era, man.
Over.
Yeah.
Long journey.
Like, dude, we've been, since me and Byrne cooked this little idea up on a fucking Tuesday night in mid-March and said, hey, let's put our nuts on the table here. Huh? Let's put our nuts on the table and on somebody's chin, and let's fucking do this. We did what no one had the balls to do before, and we're guys, we've done it. It's all done.
Some have tried, but we nailed it.
We nailed it. We crushed it. We smoked it. We just absolutely obliterated it.
And we brought Liam in not a second too late.
No.
Yep. Glad a couple weeks later, I'm sitting in the work truck, waiting to move from one building to another. My phone goes off. It's Maddie. And I am very glad I picked up and we had that conversation.
Oh.
You invited me back for a for a quick little, you know what I mean? Quick little check in, and now here I am.
Here we
Yeah,
are.
well, I hope you're here to stay, fellas, because
Look
this
at
is
us.
like I don't know what's coming next too. That's the other thing, listeners. We've been on an epic journey here. This has like been what, 4 months of our lives,
Yeah.
right? And honestly, I've really looked forward to like, dude, even like when we would spitball like ideas for some of the matchups that could be, this got so
Uh,
interesting. You
yeah.
know? We were like, dude, well, what if this wins? Then it's gonna go here, and then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna blah blah that. You know, like when we're setting up the fucking MCU Money in the Bank, which was Liam's idea, great idea, but that was fucking
Huge.
awesome. You
Because we
know,
had
and we
no
knew
idea what we were going to do when we were down to three.
no clue. No clue. And we didn't have a name for it either. And Liam brought it all together. So this is a total team effort. It took months of our lives. Honestly, we were watching these movies anyway, so might as well fucking talk about them. And honestly, there's some I might never watch again. I don't think I'm going to do Thor the Dark World again. There, I said it. You
I
know?
might
And
I
I
might
used to
watch
really
certain
like that
scenes.
movie.
So there's some movies where if like they're not my favorite movie, I know there's parts in there I like, and I might skip around and be like, I just want to see just this fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll do
Yeah.
stuff like that sometimes.
Sure. Sure, sure, sure.
Or
But
like I want to see Eternity, so I just watch that part where,
yeah.
where Gore's in front of Eternity. I just want to see that part because it's so awesome, you know?
It is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, some of the highlights been Kate Blanchett in that One Piece.
That is a
Daddy.
highlight for sure. That is
Uh,
definitely a highlight of watching all these movies.
there's been a
No
couple.
doubt.
I would have to say, I mean, Thor Ragnarok was a sleeper great one. You know, it had a really good run.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just been it was a hell of a tournament. And I'm
Listen,
really happy with how it ended up.
even little stuff like, did Ant-Man really stand a chance in this tournament? I don't
No,
know. Probably not. But
who knows?
man, is that a fun movie to go back and rewatch for
Oh,
God's
it's
If
sake.
so
you're
much
That's a
fun.
You know?
very good point. Doctor Strange lost that match, but when
Yeah.
I went back and watched Doctor Strange, I was like, "Oh my, I like this movie, dude.
Yeah,
It's
It's
this
a
a
is
good
very
good.
good
flick.
movie."
This is
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
yeah, agreed.
That's a good point, Bern. Even the ones that
Also,
lost, you go back, you're like,
Some of these are really solid.
glad I revisited this one, you
Yeah.
know?
Also, too, it is great. Like, I hadn't seen the original Guardians in a while. Like, I knew it was great, but there's a lot of stuff like I was just taking as like, okay, I guess this is a thing. But now when I go back and I watch Guardians again, I was like, I know who the Kree are. I know who Thanos is. I know what these stones are. I know who fucking the Star people are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you
I
kind of
love to
like
hear that, dude. I
it's
love
so
to
much
hear that.
easier to put everything together and be like, oh my God, this guy, oh, cool. Like, it just made the viewing experience so much better. So if you've watched all these movies, right, like go back and watch Guardians again because you're like, oh my God, they were doing this here? Holy shitola. You know? It was so awesome. But yeah,
There,
it's,
there's a theory by the writer, and I'm sure this is other people's theory as well. But George R. R. Martin talks about writing, and he says there are architects and there are gardeners, right? There are people who have their entire story mapped out and then write the fill in the blanks, and then there are writers who plant a seed and start writing their story, and they just keep watering it. They don't know what's going to come out in the
Mm.
end. And I think you look at some of these things, like you say, talk about going back and rewatching Guardians and getting all this stuff. Now, did they know they were setting the table so perfectly for so many things to come? Or did they just have really good gardeners in there who were able to
yeah,
take those elements and make them work? I'm sure some is column A, some is column B. We
Yeah.
won't know. We'll never know unless you're in those writing rooms. But for this
yeah.
Infinity Saga, these 23 films, whether they were gardeners or architects, they built a beautiful home in the end, man. They built a
Yeah.
hell of a castle when all was said and done.
Beautiful. Vern, as an incredible final thought there. Really great stuff. Liam, you got anything for a final thought before
I
we
do
end?
have
Put a ribbon on this. Go ahead, Daddy.
I do have a final thought.
Talk
I
me.
would like to thank you and Bern for letting me come back and do this with you because I look forward to it every time. I love talking to you guys about this stuff. There's a gap in between. I used to do the show. Now I'm doing it with you again. I missed you guys. It's great to be back. It's great to shoot the shit with you guys. Love it. Thanks so much.
Liam, honestly, man, I could not agree more. It's been so awesome having you back to the show. I missed you terribly, and I just, it just feels right to have you back. And honestly, dude, you saved us, and you did such an incredible job. Like the show is, like you elevated the show like you did before, and you always do. And I agree, dude. I look forward to this. Like it's fun. Like you get to chop it up with your buddies and like
Yep.
bullshit and have some fun and like discuss things and like, dude, and also like your wealth of knowledge in the comic book genre is untouched, really. I mean, you and Byrne, like you guys gone in some wormhole conversations where I'm just like, what are we speaking Chinese right here? But nah, dude, thank you for coming back. You did an incredible job. It's been a fucking pleasure to have you, and I love having you back, brother. I feel the same exact way. Byrne?
Yeah. Oh my God, the show would not have. We wouldn't have done half of. We wouldn't have been able to do half of the content or have half of the perspective without Liam here. Like it was absolute grand slam, home run. Let's go.
Yeah.
Is how I feel. And just
Fucking
one more thing before I sign off.
Yeah.
Longing, Rusted, 17, Daybreak, Furnace, 9, Benign, Homecoming, 1, Freight Car.
Benign and a half. All right. Well, speaking of benign and a half, this has been the championship episode of the first ever Marvel Infinity Saga tournament. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Byrne Pockasy. He's Liam Reese. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. And in case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. Join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe. We'll keep bringing you this incredible, amazing content. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for everyone that helped us with this tournament. We love you guys. Thanks. See ya!